And Chris Brown continues to complain that people still hate him for assaulting Rihanna. I'm sorry, Chris, but you're gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life. People are talking about that incident because Rihanna recently performed at the Super Bowl, and Chris announced that he's got a single coming out with singer Chloe Bailey. So now that people are talking about Chris Brown, they're talking about what he did to Rihanna, and they're also talking about his other past relationships. Because when it comes to Chris, there is a clear theme here. And he once dated a woman named Karrueche who was screwed over by him big time.
It'll already be public record that he's been harassing you.
Okay, so how was she screwed over by him? They need to tell us more. Tell us details, because then it sounds like you guys are just making up stuff. Because you only telling us parts of the story, but you're not telling us every single detail. We need to hear every single detail in order for us to judge properly, the situation properly. I don't trust no fucking females. I don't trust girls. I don't, because I know they'll say any fucking thing. Anything, especially when the guy is rich. Chris Brown is a lot more richer than freaking Karrueche. And at least with Rihanna and Chris Brown, she was not, she was, I don't know who had more money, but, they'll do anything. And then on top of that, you don't know, these girls probably have pimps. They probably have pimps that are pushing them and telling them, go target this man. He's weak. They see all Chris Brown's weaknesses. So, yeah.
Seems like one of these young, entitled, rich guys who's never been told no. And he also seems like the type that doesn't respect women the way they should. And that...
If Chris Brown didn't respect women, then how come he takes care of his daughter? Why is his mother not beat up? His mother is fine. He seems to have lived with his mother and father properly. If he doesn't respect women, he loves his mother. He loves his daughters. It's those women.
I mean, that's it.
It's clear that Chris Brown does not respect women. And when it comes to his criminal past, there's zero accountability. Chris is telling people to...
And then Chris Brown is in love with women. He loves... If he didn't respect women, he would be fucking gay fucking men. That's why men that don't like women, they fuck other men. Because they're against women, period. So they try to be like women so they could find a better way to hurt other women. And what better way to hurt a woman than by being a woman and being in her room and being close to her? Because I've been around transgenders that come close to me to watch what I'm doing just to start a fucking fight. That's why I don't trust them either.
His effing... if they still hate him for his mistake of assaulting Rihanna back in 2009. He wrote, I'm effing 33. I'm tired of y'all running with this narrative. The problem is that there is no narrative here. And in my opinion, I feel like there's a lack of narrative.
I want to buy your house. I can pay.
So, like, here, there is no narrative, but a lot of you guys, you like to point fingers. But what's going on in your household? None of y'all, I don't see none of you guys performing on stage. I don't see none of y'all actually doing the things that Chris Brown has actually done. But everybody is always so quick to run to his concert. But how many of you guys are really fighting for him the way you need to, other than picking on him? You guys are just trying to make money off of him. That's not right. That's not what you do to artists. Because artists because of his music, it's not about the producer. It's about the artist. Without the artist, your producing skills have no power. You're going to need the artist to bring the whole act together. So if you lose the artist, then where is the act? Because he's the one on stage. He's the one, he's the daddy. He's the one that's calling them to the show, not the producer. It's his magic. It's his power. It's his sex. It's his beauty. It's his body that got the girls screaming, that got the guys screaming, that got everybody doing everything they can just to see him. So I need to see you guys defend him the way he's defended you. Because every time you go home, you eat. You're eating because of him, off of him.
People still don't understand how bad Chris was. And when we talk about his relationship with Karrueche, you guys are going to understand. But Chris continued on his social media rant, and he called out a few other celebrities who have been accused of abuse in the past, but they're still working in Hollywood. People like Ozzy Osbourne, Emma Roberts, which we have a video about. And honestly, him posting all these people and trying to deflect just makes him look even more guilty. He's just putting out more names out there of people who are problematic, and I didn't even realize it.
Okay, so it doesn't make him look more problematic or more guilty. He's just saying it's not fair that you're picking on me, but you're not picking on them. What is the big issue? Why are you guys doing this to him? Why are you treating him unfairly? He's being treated unfairly because everybody else needs to face that justice. Everybody else needs to be just as criticized. Is it because he's black? Because the last time I checked, you're a white guy. Okay.
I've got a few new people to talk about on my channel. Now let's go through some of Chris's history, because back in 2009, he pled guilty to...
And then white people, and there's no offense, this is not to attack white people, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm a part of black supremacists, because I'm not, because I'm a part of the KKK, of the other people, of the black white supremacists or whatever, because I'm not. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. The white community has had a lot more, a better chance at therapy. They don't get beaten and abused at home. They don't go through what the black community goes through for them to have the borderline mental issues that the black community has. So for you to come and just pick on him like that and talk bad about him like that, it's not fair. It's not right. Because then what makes you so different? So you guys are perfect, right? You're just the perfect race, the perfect people. And it's not even just the white people that are doing this, because Karrueche and them are not white. They're Chinese, they're Indian, or whatever race they are. And they got these issues, right? And I know it's this man that you guys feel like is just problematic, but I need you guys to have the same compassion, that the same tears that Rihanna at least was crying. But the only thing I don't like is that Rihanna made it seem like he was the only one that was in that fight that they had, just because she was the one that was beat up. She could at least step up and say she was a part of it, because it takes two to tangle, two to fight.
The assault of Rihanna. Then a year later, he started dating Karrueche Tran. And in 2017, she was awarded a 5-year-long restraining order against him. So he left one toxic relationship and jumped into another one. And when Karrueche and Chris broke up, it was extremely messy, because he had been getting other people pregnant while he was dating her. I mean, that's so disrespectful right there, to be dating someone so publicly and then to go and have a whole other child with them. It sounds a lot like Tristan Thompson.
Remember, it was Karrueche who left Chris after she read online, like the rest of us, that he just had a baby with another woman.
Now let's talk about what Chris...
And if me and Chris become something and we be together, you guys cannot stop us to be together. All you could do is just try to help us protect each other or protect us. But you can't stop us from being together. We have to find a way to work it out together. Because stopping us, if we're hungry for each other, if we need each other, and if we're helping each other, we're good for each other, then don't get in the middle of it. Just try to protect us from ourselves, but don't get in the middle of it and say, okay, you can't be with him, you can't be with that. No, if I want to be with him, I want to be with him.
Did to Karrueche throughout their relationship. I mean, there's a good reason why she was granted a restraining order, and that's because he threatened to kill her.
Karrueche dumped Chris after it was revealed that he had a baby girl named Royalty with another woman behind her back. These hoes ain't loyal, Chris. What?
He did not have, listen carefully what Chris Brown said. He did not have a baby with her behind her back. He got the girl pregnant without knowing. And when he got into the relationship with Karrueche, that's when the girl called and said, hey, I'm pregnant. So she heard it all wrong. It wasn't like he went while they were in a relationship and fucked that girl and got her pregnant. And if he did, he made a mistake. But that's not what he said he did. So it's very important to listen carefully and not just say whatever you think you're saying. Listen to Chris Brown.